All right, don't act crazy now. 'Cause I know what everybody's thinking. Yo, that seems abnormally loud. Was that louder than normal? Damn, that shit seemed loud. Huh. I'm not late. I'm not late. It's not that I'm late. Look at Joe. Joe's like, oh shit, he's here. He's like, nope. Right on. No, so I mean, you guys probably didn't think I was gonna show up today, but I got a great show. It's not that I wasn't gonna show up. I just had some prior activity. Hey, talking straight, what's up? 11 years ago. Oh my God, put that in the chat. Melissa just showed me a picture, a band picture from us from 11 years ago.
That's mad funny.
Put it in the swarm so everybody can check it out. Be like, here's a picture of us 11 years ago. Then people will say how old we are and all that type of shit. It makes you feel great. All your self-esteems will be flowing. No, y'all didn't miss the show. Truth is honestly, I woke up really early, and then I had some burning desires I had to take care of, and I'm glad that I did. I feel like it's been resolved. Everything is good. Everything is well. I'm excited. I hope you guys are energized for a great weekend. I'm super happy because next weekend we have a show in Worcester. So shit, if you are in the Massachusetts area, I don't care if you're in the New England area, drive out to good old Worcester at the Raven, and that's where we're going to be because Melissa's going to have her birthday party. There will be cake. There will be metal. There will be metal cake. I'm going to share some of this. Share the feed, share the podcast. This isn't a podcast. Share the live stream. I feel like this is Wednesday. Share the live stream, please. I'm reading the word podcast, so I tend to speak when I'm reading. But I'm gonna try to share it out myself for a moment. So forgive me for the dead air, but I'm gonna share this out because I'm not sharing the live stream enough. One, are you helping?
I do this every time you go live.
Do you? Apparently, Melissa's been helping the whole time. Where are you sharing it?
Podcast group.
Okay, so I don't want to share it where you share it. So I'm going to share mine in live stream then. I'm going to share mine in live stream group, if there's such a thing. Yup.
As your numbers go up.
Yup. Hold on, let me live stream. Live streaming. Everybody share the feed. Speakers. Live streaming. All these gatekeeper Facebook groups. It's like people have groups just so they can deny you shit. Oh wow. A lot of these groups on here, I swear, people just have these groups so they can admin them and then have the opportunity to reject you. That's why we have the swarm, because we have a very low rejection rate. As long as you have most of your brain parts, you're allowed to join the swarm. Do you need any help? Okay. If you were wondering why I was looking over there, it's because the entire hallway is filled with... You guys lost power? Oh my goodness. What? A power line just exploded.
What?
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Did it make like a loud noise? Boom! Mint Kitchen. You just felt an earthquake? Are y'all serious?
I don't feel no earthquake.
Are y'all being for real? You guys, let me know if this is the end. Let me know if this is the end. I'll light this fucking joint and hold on tight.
Pork chop?
I would love a pork chop, thank you.
Good those look.
That looks like a fantastic pork chop, Melissa.
Great.
The one thing I will say about having an amazing girlfriend and living with Melissa is the amount of pork chops that I experience. I get to experience some of the best premium cut pork chops on planet Earth. Thank you, Melissa. What? A 4.6 earthquake? Are y'all bugging? Are y'all being for real? There was an earthquake this morning. Where? In New Hampshire? Come on, man. Oh, it's Van from Charlie Bravo's. Yo, what's up, bro? Hey. Hey, shout out to Van and our good friends from Charlie Bravo's. I miss Charlie Bravo's. Cool, man. I think, Van, I'm pretty sure at one point, or maybe he still does, Van, do you still have the place in Worcester? I don't know if you're going to be in Worcester next week, Van, but we're playing some music. We got a set down there at the Raven. South Jersey up through New York. Oh my goodness, really?
I don't know if you'll like this or not, but it's a different brand.
Let's do it.
Try it.
Let's do it. Melissa's introducing new oatmeal to me right now. Oh. No, Van owns the Mint Kitchen. This is Nate. Oh, what up, Nate? Oh, Nate, what's up? Okay. I went to school with a guy who was accepted into Harvard, but he couldn't cook pork chops. Oh, shit. What type of guy goes to college and can't cook pork chops? I feel like pork chops are like an essential college food. I didn't go to college. I did. I just didn't go to school there. I go to the college and drink the beer and talk to the girls and stuff like that and go to the bars. That's the only college I did. Power plant went out and back, then boom, and a pole blew out, and then, wow. What the fuck? You just felt the earthquake? What are you talking about? Is there a fucking earthquake?
I hope not.
Yo, what's going on? Should I hold on to something? Yo, what's going on? Hold on. I hope there's not no earthquake like that. Oh my goodness. Do you want me to look out? I'm gonna go look outside real quick. Y'all scaring the shit out of me. I don't know what I'm looking for. What am I looking for, Hans? I haven't even got. Oh man. I haven't even started the live stream yet. I'm fucking terrified.
Throwing the phone around.
I'm serious. Are we gonna? Something gonna happen? There was. The aftershock is probably gone. What? Where the fuck was I? I've been up all morning. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. I really have not felt any type of rumbles or tumbles or any type of shaking like that. Oh my God. I hope it's all over with. Wait a minute. Does that mean there's gonna be like a fucking tsunami or something? Oh my God, check Portsmouth. I'm not playing. Can you hold on? Look up this. Hold on, I gotta get my phone. Yo, I feel like Melissa likes this stream more than anybody else. You know, you could watch this live stream if you wanted to and support the stream.
I'm usually busy when
This is your channel. I'm only helping you maintain it. If this is any help at all.
this time of day, you know, it's just not a good time.
Oh my God, the solar eclipse is going to be the official end? Are you fucking serious? What are you guys talking about? Talking Straight said, well, if I die today, at least I can say I got stoned with Peter, the chubby white kid from the Cosby Show. Really? You got stoned with Peter? I always thought Peter was cool. I grew up with kids like Peter. I ain't gonna lie. I had a friend like Pete. Yo, those look like original fruit roll-ups, even though they're not. All right, let me look up right now, because I didn't know this was part of it. I'm going to look it up right now, everybody. Earthquake, New Hampshire.
You just got some stars.
Oh, Look at this. So Melissa's a real streamer and I'm not. So whoever gave me stars, hey, thanks, Joseph. She's trying to tell me right now I should be saying thank you for the stars, but I never read the screen. Thank you for the stars. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Melissa's dying over here. She needs to get out of my space. No, I'm just kidding. She's over here teasing me because, I've done like podcasting and like radio stuff, of course, and like interviews or whatever, but like live streaming has always been kind of a, it's been kind of like an issue of roulette with me because I'm always challenged with speaking very slowly so I don't say things that are going to get me in trouble. And what I mean is I think really quickly, and sometimes live broadcasts don't have the headroom to allow people to adjust themselves for saying shit that they don't necessarily mean. There's a little bit of risk involved. All he did on the show was sit on the couch. Yes, I recall that. Bill would come by and be like, hey, Pete, Jello pudding pop, and Pete would roll off the couch and run. Yeah, no, that's pretty much the extent of the children that would come over and visit my house when I was growing up. Let's do some music industry news before I waste the whole day. How you guys doing? Are you guys cool? We're gonna start this off. You might want to stick around for this. Melissa the Wolf. She's ignoring me. Typical. All right, seriously. So I'm going to start with this because, I felt that this would be interesting. I mean, if you guys didn't know, Sepsis will be playing Rockfest in Wisconsin this year. We've never played Rockfest, and we've never played a festival quite this large. So this is definitely a new thing for us. Of course, we're a local band and a smaller band, so we don't usually get the opportunity to play large festivals of this magnitude. So we're not really sure what to expect, but there was this article here about Rockfest organizers banned moshing and hardcore dancing styles. First, chat, what do you guys think of that? Do you think that that's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's safer? What are your initial thoughts about that? Do you think that, and not just Rockfest, but what do you guys think about venues? What do you guys think about promoters in certain events regulating hardcore dancing, designating areas for hardcore dancing? What do you feel about that? Talking Straight said that would be too hard to police. Yeah, so a part of me feels like if you make a rule and then it's equally hard to enforce that rule. Like if you make a really difficult rule and it is equally difficult to administer and make sure that the regulations are being upheld, if there's no authority to that rule, I predict that in some circumstances, it might even be more problematic, right? Because if you've got, 1,700 people moshing and then two guys that want them to stop, I don't know how you would do that. But let's read on now, because I'm just understanding this. I think my initial thoughts are it is a good thing, but I'll tell you why after. And I'm glad that you gave me something to work with, because that is a great question. If you're planning on throwing down at this year's Rock Fest in Cadott, Wisconsin, you may want to reconsider some things, as you'll be pushed to certain areas if you want to mosh. Festival organizers recently released a list of changes they have planned for the event. While most changes are innocuous, it is aforementioned mosh ban that is causing a bit of a stir among metalheads. I saw what they did there. I mean, this is Metal Sucks, so take it with a grain of salt. You guys know kind of how we feel about these bloggy, like memey rumor mill mags. It's Metal Sucks. I think that I was going to say a lot for the article and the authors of the article, so take it with a grain of salt. Set to take place from Wednesday, July 17th to Saturday. I don't know what the June 30 thing is there. That's weird. To June 30? What? July 17th to Saturday, June 30. Rockfest is a yearly music festival here in the States. In the past, they'd been, according to the announcement. What the hell? Look, it just cuts off. Did you guys see that? Look at this. That's not me. That's not me glitching. Look. That's crazy, right? They just stopped talking. So I'm gonna skip now to the next paragraph, because they just stopped writing, which is hard to get information that way, but that's cool. Thank you, Metal Sucks. According to the announcement, officials are banning hardcore dancing styles or flail moshing from the general area where normies like to hang. Rather than simply asking attendees to be mindful of their surroundings, they've opted to creating special areas where moshing can take place. Mosh out of those zones and you could face repercussions. Let's read the quotes from the festival. In the past, we've held back on moshing at Rockfest to ensure everyone's safety, which is our top priority. We know, however, that moshing is a vital part of rockers' release and mental experience. For many of you, we've listened to your feedback and are excited to introduce a moshing area at the Budweiser Boneyard stage as a pilot program. Okay, so let's break this down. In the past, they didn't allow it, I guess, because they really prioritize safety. If you ask me, I have to be transparent because I've never been to a rock fest before, but I will say that I prioritize safety too at my shows. Of course, my shows are not as large as anything that Rockfest has, but even at smaller shows, I think that people that want to dance and be heavy, they should seek out, crowds that fit best with that. People that, and the more hardcore that you get, if you, like what I'm saying is, if you go to a pop show, or if you go to a pop punk show, and you start throwing windmills and spin kicks and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised, if people felt uncomfortable or that was unrecognizable to them. Judging by the demographic of Rockfest, it looks like they have a lot of diversity. It looks like there's people of all ages there. And as of late, I think maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but as of late, human beings have had a harder time joining together and being together in crowded spaces. Human beings in society had a harder time lately. with respect to each other's physical space, and people have had a harder time being able to draw clear boundaries with each other in society. So, I think people from 40 years ago could handle mosh pits. I'm not sure I know everybody as well today. So what I like that they did here is they acknowledged it in the past. They haven't done it because of safety. But what I like that they did here is they realized that moshing is important to a lot of people. So they were willing to add to their show. I mean, they didn't take anything away. And it seems like they were open to compromise. Again, I've never been there, and I'm not speaking on their behalf. But I wouldn't see what the complaint is. Before they didn't have moshing, and now they do. So the festival didn't have something, and now they've compromised to allow something. They've allowed a feature to be there that wasn't there before. I think that's cool. This allows us, the festival, the people at the festival, to embrace the energy of moshing while maintaining a safe environment for all festival goers. I mean, that's true. I mean, this isn't just like a death metal show. It's Rockfest. So you're going to have all kinds of different type of artists there, from Jelly Roll, he's headlining it, you know, to bands like Sebses, right? So you might have all types of different flavors. You might have all different types of eras and demographics and ages of people at this show. We're setting up designated zones for both moshers and non-moshers, ensuring everyone can still enjoy the show up close. Please note, for everyone's safety, hardcore dancing styles, flail moshing will not be permitted. Okay. Somebody has to show me what that is exactly. Let's rock responsibly and keep an eye out for our brothers and sisters and make this a memorable addition to Rockfest. I don't see any kind of complaint with this. I see that they have added moshing to their show. It looks like people requested that mosh pits be a part of Rockfest, and it looks like they've compromised and said, let's do it. We have a place for that. I mean, and the thing is like, I'm not really into moshing either, but like, if I was, I'd probably want to mosh with people that were into moshing. You know what I mean? It's like you go to orgies with people that want to be in an orgy. You know what I'm saying? You wrestle with people that want to wrestle. I wouldn't want to go in mosh pit with somebody that was afraid of me or didn't want to, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to hardcore dance at somebody that was confused or terrified from me or my dancing. You know what I mean? So, like, if I was a big mosh pit guy, I know I would want to bang around with the mosh pit guys. I wouldn't want to bang around with a bunch of old ladies. But that's me. There you have it. What do you guys think? After hearing... What the fuck is wrong with this thing? Yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you guys think that there should be designated areas for people that mosh? Do you think that, like our friend, do you think it's kind of just a waste of time? People are going to do what they're going to do. What the fuck is that? It's funny. So, Jelly Roll in what flavor is Sebses? A stand-in for Boston cream? It could be. That's good, though. Yeah, it could work. Maybe it's like a... You know how, like, Dunkin' Donuts, they have them, like, specialty donuts? So what do you guys think about that? I mean, is it even a big deal to you? It's not really a big deal to me. In my 20s, I used to love, banging around and moshing with people, but I can't really tell you I knew what I was doing. And a lot of times, we went home with blood and bumps and bruises and injuries, and I don't regret any of it, but it's definitely like, it's not something I'm going to want to be doing in my 50s and 60s, that's for sure. I'm hoping to still enjoy heavy metal shows well into my 60s and 70s if I survive it. I don't mind them making a let let me get the old people's corner. Where's that? Let me go find that. Let me go find the safe corner for old people. That's the one I want to be in. So Hans says, I was in the mosh pit in my early 20s, but now I'm all set. No broken bones. What else am I saying? It's a matter of taste. If you're built for that and you're excited to do it, I think you should be able to do it at your own risk. I do think that you should do it with people that want to do it too, though. A lot of times I'll see one guy that's like, a really hardcore mosher or dancer, and he will be throwing himself and flailing and dancing at people that want nothing to do with it. That's a lot of times what I see. I don't really have as much experience in it as probably some other people do. You have to ask the hardcore kids or the death metal kids or whatever. But in my experience, you usually see, a handful of people that are super aggressive and excited, and then people that are usually afraid and staying out of the way. That's what I usually see. And that's, I guess, most people that are over 30 want to keep their teeth. I don't blame them. What are your experiences? I know sometimes when we talk about mosh pitting, the toughest guys in the room will tell you how much they like it and how much they're having a good time. I don't personally know many people that are running in there for long periods of time. I think that used to be something that we did a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, we did it for a few minutes until something hurt, and then usually we get out the way. I went to a Slayer concert with my brother, and I just remembered, like, us going, okay, let's go in the mosh pit. Let's get the experience. In like 2 seconds, us going, okay, let's get out of the mosh pit. And that, so that was my experience. My experience with mosh pits, big mosh pits, is me not being able to get the fuck out of them. Talking Straight with Nate says, I was at Kingsland in Brooklyn, affiliated with the Monarch that I love to have sepsis play at. Oh, okay. I was too close, got elbowed, and had to jump in. Had a bruised rib. That was in February. No, I've had the same sort of thing. I went to the hospital for cracked ribs for being in the mosh pit, and just, it wasn't nobody's fault. It was just everybody banging around, and I wound up, there was some slippery beer on, somebody spilled their beer a little bit on the floor. That's all it took. We all went down. The whole fucking club went down. I wound up landing on a fucking monitor and busted my ribs up. I had a show at the Palladium a couple weeks after that. But like I said, I was in my 20s, man. Like, that sort of thing, like, we did that shit all the time, If you broke your ribs now, most guys I know, they break their ribs at my age. They're not going to work on Monday morning. I'm going to keep it real. So, I don't know this company here, but they're called Pop House, and they have acquired Kiss's catalog, their name, their likeness, their rights, their trademarks, and they have set out a mission to fulfill the band's vision to become immortal. What do y'all think of that? You don't see nobody mosh pitting at the Kiss concert, and that's clearly because they're immortal. Nate says, I'm shocked that Disney didn't buy their rights. Yeah, no, that's real. Let's read about it a little bit. Pop House Entertainment has officially acquired the catalog, name and likeness rights and trademark of the band Kiss, with plans for a biopic and other projects already in motion. Forgive me, I don't know what a biopic is. This is one of those words today that stopped me because I don't know what it means. I'm going to look it up. Because I don't know what it means. Biopic? So it says it's a movie dramatizing the life of a particular person. So it says they have plans with a biopic and other projects already in motion. Well, now I know that. Pop House reached out this morning with word of its latest IP investment, having closed a deal for the work of Cyndi Lauper in late February. The latter play market the what the fuck word is that? Bjorn Ulvaeus founded. Bjorn, you got me on that. And Stockholm-based company's first song rights agreement with an American act following acquisition of interest in the catalog. When it comes to Swedish names, I don't do well, huh? Anyway, evidently, the Lauper tie-up didn't mark the end of the business's international catalog buyout ambitions. Prior to today's far-reaching pact, Pop House, which powers ABBA Voyage, was already developing a Kiss avatar band. You know, like Metalocalypse or like the Gorillaz or something. You know, like some metaverse Kiss hologram immortal band images. My guess is it will be the likeness of Kiss, somehow AI reanimated, is what I'm guessing. Yeah, like a documentary. Oh, I will ask her. I'm sure she did. If people that send Lexi books, she reads them. I'll tell you that. Her being like a bookworm, you know, kind of girl with glasses and reads books and Harry Potter, and she really is like that. So like, when like people probably don't know, like when we are like on the RV or the bus or like we're traveling somewhere, or we're going to a show, she's not on her phone. She's like reading books and shit. Yeah, like she honestly, you know, not try to like put all her business out there like that, but like she reads like 3 or 4 books at one time. That's crazy. Like usually like Lexi's reading 3 or 4 books at one time. Like I'll read one book, you know. Melissa will have one book, you know. I usually like my brother will give me a book. I'll just hold on to that book for a long time and just like skim through it. But Lexi reads 2 or 3 books sometimes out a week, on top of like researching music and marketing and yeah. So that, you know what I mean? That's why she's on the team, obviously. Oh, if you gave it to her at Bravo Fest, oh my goodness, she's definitely. Oh man, she definitely read that. I'm not gonna speak for her, but I'd be willing to promise you that if you gave it to her at Bravo Fest, that was like 2 years ago. Yeah, because we didn't play last year's Bravo Fest. I don't know. Are they doing Bravo Fest this year? I don't know if they were or not. So yeah, some sort of like I mean, I'm guessing they'll probably do a whole bunch of different stuff for Kiss. Let's go. That digital offering is still set for a 2027 launch. Given the extent of Pop House's investment will undoubtedly be completed by a variety of promotional initiatives. Regarding the deal's scope, Pop House noted that it's poised to assume ownership, subject to certain conditions and regulatory approvals, of the I Was Made for Lovin' You acts, and artists share the master recordings and publishing rights. Whew. In the while, the purchasing party opted against disclosing a price tag. It did indicate that the transaction encompasses the one-time Grammy nominees' brand name and likeness, including the world-famous paint designs as well as the trademarks. So this isn't like Kiss Light. This is real Kiss. Moving forward, Pop House intends to coordinate closely with Kiss to unlock new audiences and revenue streams, optimizing the body of works, the reach, actively seeking to enrich and add value to the brands and artists associated with the 51-year-old group. So they really are trying to make Kiss immortal. What do you guys think about that? So Kiss signs off. They've given the okay to use their likeness, the rights to their music, and now there you have it. Kiss is immortal. Trying to figure out the best date for Bravo Fest. July again or August? July or fall, I'm sorry. Yeah. I know usually you guys have it in July. We'll be doing the Rock Fest thing this year. So maybe if you guys have it in the fall, maybe we could show up for it. You guys got any bands yet? Bandemonium. What's up, Chad? This is kind of a funny little thing here, I thought. I've been forcibly blue checked on Elon Musk's X. Here's what it's like. Plus, here's how to hide the blue check if you have one and don't want one. Alright, so you guys have seen some of these like public figures and people with blue checks. Melissa has one on her Melissa Wolf page. There's one here on Facebook for sepsis. We received the blue checks here on Facebook from Facebook before you could buy them and do all that silly stuff. I don't know what they're doing with them now. It's not really my business or something that keeps me awake at night. But whether you're on Spotify or Twitter or X or Pornhub or wherever you're at, they have these check marks, and these check marks sometimes mean that you are authentic. Sometimes they mean that you're popular. Sometimes they mean that you're a public figure. Sometimes it means that you're a business. Sometimes it means absolutely nothing at all. And it's just like a vanity thing. But I just think, what I do think is funny is how everyone is obsessed about either having them or not having them, when most people don't know what they're used for from platform to platform, or there's no indication of their value. It's never really been consistent. And it's just interesting to me because no one can really decide the true value of them in the first place. But what is truly hilarious to me is people that buy them. So it just blows my mind that this is the inventor of the guy who made it a conversation to buy your authenticity in the first place. If you've been on X, formerly known as Twitter, over the past day or so, you've likely seen at least one influential account you follow share their shock and dismay over receiving a blue check mark on their profile. That's crazy. As previously reported, Musk had changed the verification rules on X, and now, once again, now any user who has at least 2,500 followers who pay for the $8 per month subscription will now get a free X Premium subscription of their own, and one of the perks is a subscription service is the blue checkmark badge. And here he says, here going forward, all accounts with 2,500 verified subscriber followers will get a premium features and free. Accounts with over 5,000 will get premium and free. So basically, like, he's giving them away if your account is popular and occupied by people who pay for the service. So if you have a follower count on Twitter and 2,500 of them pay for Twitter, then you yourself will actually benefit from having paid followers that follow you. Apparently, though, not too many noticed the new policy before he began forcing their way onto their accounts. So if you received a blue check mark on the house from good old Elon, welcome to the club. This is fun. Fat Joe said he's still paying Atlantic Records back 20 years later. I thought this was really interesting because, you know, I mean, we got a record deal. We've been signed to a record label for years. And they decided to stop paying us 1 year. And when I confronted them about it, much like a lot of these record labels, they claim that they've taken such deep losses on their artists that there's just no way that they can pay them. I'm just curious how Fat Joe is still paying Atlantic Records 20 years later. Expanding on his previous comments in which he called the major labels a Ponzi scheme, rapper Fat Joe admitted he still owes money to his former record labels for albums released 20 years ago. Imagine that shit. Last year, rapper Fat Joe criticized the major label system, calling it a Ponzi scheme and accusing them of doing funny math. What he means by funny math is he means crooked math, which he means that the supervisors that are responsible for the math at the record labels are cheating and that they are dishonest. So when Fat Joe says that the major label system is a Ponzi scheme and he refers to this funny math, he's referring to growth hack schemes and manipulation of numbers and royalties in order to steal from the artists. Does that sound familiar? Now, see, when I say that, everybody says I'm whining. I wonder if Fat Joe is whining too. Now on Instagram Live, Joe expanded upon the remarks and explained his issues with Atlantic Records and Warner Music Group. So that's another reason why I pulled this article, because Warner Music Group has been all in the news lately. We've been covering it every day. To whom he admitted he still owes money 20 years later. As you know, Warner Music Group has been in the news all month. Most of the time, they take a kid who grew up in the projects that's talented and give you money to make an album, said Joe. Off the profit of the records, they charge you whatever they spend on the video. It ain't like we 50-50 partners. We pay half of the video, they pay half sort of deal. They own your shit. That's why I say it's a Ponzi scheme. I sold 2 million records, still ain't recouped. 2021, he sold 2 million records. When I get my statement from the major label 20 years later, I still owe them money, he continued. I put out an album independently on Empire and get distribution, Joe explained, citing that conducting business with Atlantic Records drove him to pursue independent distribution for his 2006 album, Me, Myself, and I. My album might sell 250,000 or 300,000 records. I make millions of dollars off it. What's the difference? So he's showing you when he put out an independent record, he was able to make some money for it. But when he gave his assets and his property to these major record labels, they put out the claim that they took so many major losses from having him and hosting him on their label that they were able to justify not paying him any money. And that is the same thing that our record label claims. And that is the same thing that independent distributors claim. Previously, the Bronx native said, I was talking to Jennifer Lopez about it, you know. J-Lo is a megastar. And she's like, man, you know, these guys, they only give you this. You never recoup, you know. It's funny math, right? When you look at a chart and they say 62.1%, 1.2, it's funny math. And so we never understood. We never recouped, you know. You had to be like the Fugees who sold 30 million to make $1. Sound familiar? Warner Music Group did not respond to Digital Music Pro requests for comment at the time of the publication. So the record label had nothing to say about it. Any surprise there? Of course not. You guys aren't surprising me that. Funny, I just got an emergency alert about the earthquake that happened an hour ago. What the hell? Yo, Lex, did you know about this earthquake that's happening right now?
There's an earthquake.
Apparently it's happening since I've been streaming.
Where?
Here. Like,
Where?
yeah, like New York, New Jersey, like here in the Northeast. I didn't feel anything.
I didn't feel anything either.
Lexi's just confused. Oh, so someone is here and they asked about you, and they were wondering if you had ever actually read the book that they gave you. Well, that's what I'm saying. It was a Gene Simmons book.
Oh, I
And
haven't read it yet.
You haven't read it yet.
I have not read it yet.
That's surprising to me, because so we were all talking about Kiss, and I was like, I assure you, Lexi would have read that book by now, but apparently I'm wrong.
No, I haven't read it yet. You know?
See, that's what I get. That's what I get for saying.
I just finished last.
No, you're gonna
night
tell. No, you're gonna
ebook.
talk to the microphone.
Oh, I just finished an ebook last night though, so now that I finished that book, I'll pick that book up and start reading it.
You realize we haven't been to Bravo Fest for 2 years.
Yeah. What?
She's probably twirling her hair right now. That's exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
How did you know that?
Why are y'all?
Can you?
is
You
this
guys got
girl?
cameras in here or something?
Go
Oh yeah, there is a
on.
camera in here.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Well, now
That book.
that I've made her feel guilty,
Yeah, I do feel guilty.
but you're guilty and honest.
Yeah.
It's got to be something. I don't know if that means anything, but it's got to be worth something.
Hopefully
You have a nice day.
I'll be back.
Lexi's off into the New England. Watch out for the earthquake!
Okay, I'll be careful.
New study of song lyrics reveals they've become simpler, more repetitive, and me-focused. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that song lyrics have become simpler? It says here that they're more me-focused. Do you agree with that statement? I don't mean me. I mean me. I'm a lyrics guy. Are you guys like instrumental people, lyric people? Who are you? Researchers analyzed song lyrics across genres from 1980 to 2020, and they've determined that they have become simpler, more repetitive, and self-obsessed. Do you believe that? You guys don't believe that, do you? In the modern day selfie world, you guys don't buy that shit. European researchers analyzed the words of more than 12,000 English languages. European researchers analyzed the words of more than 12,000 English language songs across multiple genres, including rap, country, pop, R&B, and rock for a period of 40 years, starting in 1980. Senior study author Ava Zengale says how the music business has changed over the last 40 years is impacting artists' creativity. This is a quote. What we have also been witnessing in the last 40 years is a drastic change in the music landscape from how music is sold to how music is produced. From 1980 onward, there are several upheavals in music listening trends as vinyl records gave way to CD and eventually MP3s, all the way up to the algorithmically driven streaming habits of today. That is fucked up that they call the experience of music habitual. That's just like so unattractive. Algorithmic driven streaming habits? That sounds like an addiction to fucking crank or something. Like, doctor, have you heard? No, I haven't. What's his diagnosis? He's algorithmically driven, and he has algorithmic driven streaming habits. It sounds like a fucking venereal disease or something. Researchers looked at emotions expressed in the lyrics, how many different words were used, how complicated those words are, and how often a word is repeated. You know? This is another quote. Across all genres, lyrics had a tendency to become more simple and more repetitive. The study also found a decrease in positive, uplifting lyrics with a rise in lyrics that feature sadness, anger, or disgust. Another notable trend, songs tend to be me-focused. Rap had the highest number of repeated lines moving across the 40-decade period while also becoming more angry. Also, they note that the first 10 to 15 seconds of a song has become very important to whether it gets the boot in the algorithmic listening. So, if your song isn't something special within the first few seconds, then it won't satisfy the algorithmic model, I'm guessing. The researchers also looked at the rates in which certain genre fans were looking up lyrics for their music. The study found that rock listeners were mostly interested in researching older songs' lyrics, this suggests that rock fans are nostalgic from the heyday of the genre. Meanwhile, country fans are more likely to look up newer songs' lyrics driven by newer country artists' music they've heard on the radio. More than 575,000 songs were analyzed as a part of the study, while researchers utilized the Guinness website for its lyric analysis. There you have it. There you fucking have it. What do you guys think? Did you hear the Salvatore diss track? What? No, I didn't hear that. They better not be dissing my boy Salvatore. Better not. It took me 3 years to read a book. Me and M-Blog were mentioned it. Oh, okay. Compared to lyrics like bop, shabop, I don't know. No, that's true. There was kind of like some silly lyrics back in the day too. That's for sure. Like, you know how like people sometimes say that like they don't like mumble rap, but like people were mumbling in music long before the mumble rappers were ever mumbling. Like, even like Little Richard, he was big on mumbling, you know. So was Elvis Presley. He was a big mumbler. You know, all the cool vocalists, you know, at that time and throughout the history, rappers, singers, screamers, mumbling isn't anything new. So yeah, when people, Michael Jackson was a mumbler. Ozzy Osbourne is a mumbler. Yeah, so when people do scatting and mumbling, and that's been around in music forever. Ain't nothing new. James Brown, great mumbler. Great mumbler. I mean, hip it, the hip it to the hip, hip a hop it, the don't stop, a bucket to the bay. That sounds like some mumbling shit to me. That is some mumbling ass shit. Bone Thugs and Harmony, them mumblings. Oh yeah. Everybody gets mad at the rappers for mumbling, like Future and all them guys. Man, that old mumble rap. No. Come on, man. James Brown mumbled his ass off. Elvis Presley mumbled his ass off. Kurt Cobain, he was a fucking mumbler. All mumblers. I'm starting to think most of the greatest vocalists in the world, now that I think about it, are some speech impediment, unperfect, flawed, mumbly motherfuckers. James Brown is amazing. A lot of songs nowadays is sampled of old songs. I mean, even the old songs were sampled of old songs. As soon as sampling came out, they started sampling older music. As soon as samples and remixes were allowed, those became the most popular songs in America. Sampling, remixes, tributes, and covers are the most popular music in the world. People hate new music. Yeah, that's right. People can't stand new music. That's why most of the original bands have to do cover songs and tribute songs to get any attention. People hate original music. People hate new music. I can prove it because if you ask anybody, stop them in the middle of downtown and ask them if they've heard 3 new songs today. People hate new music. Stop anyone in your town and ask them if they've heard any new bands from your local region. Ask them to name the last 3 local bands they've saw live. Ask them to list the last 3 brand new original songs from original artists that they can remember. They won't be able to repeat any. And that's because people fucking hate new music unless all of their friends or all the coolest popular gadgets recommend it to them. Then people will listen to. But on their own, people fucking hate new music. That's why we need gadgets. That's why we need technology. That's why we subscribe to algorithms and AI and robots. As much as we pretend that we don't like it and we don't want it, we literally buy, we literally subscribe. We usually spend tens to hundreds of dollars for subscription fees to gadgets that tell us what to like, that tell us what trends are cool, that tell us what to eat, that tell us what to do when we date. We subscribe to gadgets and toys that tell us how to sing and fuck and date and talk. And nobody feels safe anymore to do anything unless everyone's doing it. People fucking hate new music. They fucking hate it. And I can prove it because if you stop 100 people today and you ask them what is the newest band they've discovered and the newest song they've discovered today, they will tell you, they will admit, they have not discovered any new music or any new bands this week because people hate new music. And that is why tribute bands, cover bands, samples, and remixes rule in the fucking economic machine of the United States music economy. This is why remixes and samples, mimicking and stealing from people is the most popular instrument to play. Period. Because we celebrate it. Like the WWE, we don't give a shit if it's fake. As long as we're entertained. People don't care if their wives fake it in an orgasm. They don't give a fuck. So, I can't believe this. Gen Z is apparently reviving the poke. Why do we need... Put a 1 in the chat if you want to get back to being poked. I used to get poked by a lot of people. That sounds terrible. But on Facebook, I would. And I would go back and I, just because I think it's so creepy and weird, people that would poke me, I'd say, fuck you, I'm going to poke you back now, Melissa hates it. She hates it. She used to tell me when we were younger, she used to come in and be like, man, these fucking people. And I'd be like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She'd be like, they need to get rid of that poke button. I say, why is that? She goes, I wish people would just say hi or send me a message. Don't fucking poke at me. What do you guys think about it? Did you like that? Did you don't lie neither. Do you think it's a good idea? Joe says poking is stupid. Let me read this from Joe. Joe said, when I when I rap, I hate mumbling. I want every word to be heard, and some clusters of words need to read lyrically as something but sound as something different, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm kind of with that. That's my taste too. You know, I to be real with you, Joseph, I like it all. I like good rap. I like bad rap. I like mumble rap. I have my favorites, and I will say that I do appreciate intelligent rap the most. I think for longevity, I appreciate long form or more like progressive intellectual rap music. That's just me. Although I will say I love drill rap music. I don't like trap music or like that mumble stuff really too much, or like the auto tune days. I can't stand like Drake or none of that stuff. But I like what the kids are doing, the ultra violent drill rap stuff. It's not really a positive message, but the music is good. I recommend that if you really like ultra violent type music. That's good music. How do I like poetry? I like poetry. Yeah. Like slam poetry. It's all right. I'm not trying to listen to that going down the road, you know. But yeah, it's good. All right. The Facebook poke is back, though. Was it really ever in? Young folks, you know, Gen Z and the like, are apparently using the poke more than ever. Ooh. The oft forgotten feature on the oft forgotten social media site is having a moment, but that doesn't necessarily mean you young folks are flocking to Facebook. It seems like it's more of a curiosity. Multiple outlets reported that the rise in pokes was due to a design change that put the feature more front and center. Basically, if you search for pokes or poking, it's easy to bring up a person's poke page. Ooh. We know poking has strong network effects, but we didn't expect poking to grow so rapidly after these changes, a spokesperson for Meta told NBC. We didn't announce anything about poking at that time. In case you forgot, poking is literally just reminding someone you exist. You poke them, and then they get a notification. Sounds like spam. It was an early feature back when Facebook was king. There's definitely a sense of nostalgia for some users of that time, but young people are apparently poking as well. Meta said more than 50% of the new pokers were done by users 18 to 29, and really that makes sense because old motherfuckers like me don't want to poke nobody. You know? It's some wacky shit. That's all the news for today. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. I'll be back 10:30 Monday morning. Regular stream schedule for all next week. And get ready for a great show at the Raven in Worcester. If you plan on stopping by, come and grab one of our brand new bandanas that we got. We'll have them on the merch table. Some other surprises. Somebody said there's going to be cake, something else. Bayside High is there. Bogwart's there. Love and miss you too. I do love y'all, and I appreciate you guys for continuing to support the education and the peer-reviewed awareness that we do in these live streams, and the folks that truly benefit from it, learning together in real time, and for the folks that really understand what the mission is and what we're trying to accomplish here. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you so much for the stars today. You guys have a great weekend.